It was a vital aspect of Okada community's cultural heritage, which emphasized the significance of age, responsibility, and community service. Over 50 notable sons of Okada were also initiated. According to tradition and customs, those initiated, dressed in white traditional attire, were made to undergo some rituals, while the Odionwe pronounces blessings on them and assisted them to take a seat with the elders.
The Ugewe is the final ceremony of the series of festivals. It is one of peace and lightheartedness, following the more solemn of the ritual year. Ugewe is the festival of the Ewe leaves, a symbol of good luck and joy. It is the most popular of all that heralds the dawn of a Benin New Year, new vow, newness of life and freshness of life, and a new hope for the future. In the evening, the Ewe leaves are presented to the Oba of Benin in grand style in a colorful ceremony. The Ihogbe Society, amidst singing and dancing, bring the sacred leaves that symbolize good luck, blessings, peace, and prosperity. Each of the senior members of the Ihogbe proceeds to give the sacred leaves directly to the Oba of Benin, and others put theirs at his feet.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program, Healthy Living. What is the kidney?
The kidney is an excretory organ in the body, which is for metabolism.
Tuberculosis affects many organs in the body, but the common ones it usually affects is the lungs.
Epilepsy.
ITV, certainly the best.
Well, simply put, they say democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And so for us to have democratic government, it means it should be a reflection of the people's choices and, of course, what they demand that the government should do. And then we take our time to look at the Hobbesian pattern of life theory, looking at Thomas Hobbes, where he said, life becomes short, nasty, and brutish without a government. And then bring the government on board, it brings about the regulation of the society where everyone don't behave like animals, but as super animals. I mean, human beings, and it's humanistic tendency for government to regulate the affairs of the people. With this, I say welcome on board with me on a fresh episode of Law and You. My name is Philip Omo-Gyukbo. Well, before I introduce our guests for today, we are looking at the Electoral Act Amendment 2026 and looking at what came up with it, various arguments that have been around it. But just recently, IPAC did say that they could possibly not partake in the 2027 election. And reason being that the 2026 Electoral Act amendment came with surprises that didn't really go down well with them. Looking at the aspect where direct primaries was recognized and indirect primaries was not recognized. And IPAC did say that it is the prerogative of a political party to have indirect primaries, but that being taken is also a very big blow to the party, and that also form a basis for which they could be boycotting the election. Again, looking at the aspect of having a name and of course uploading it for you to become a member, to participate as a member in the elections, in the direct primaries at the political party level, IPAC also frowned against that would go a long way to disenfranchise Nigerians. And again, the very, very emphatic absence of the election results being transmitted electronically at every time is another basic challenge, where IPAC did say, for that reason, if these are not reviewed, then they may be boycotting the 2027 election. But what could be the legal implication of this? Don't forget, we always look at a way to bring about gray areas and put light, elucidate, so that we can be able to understand properly what it means. So what could be the legal implication of this if IPAC could go to the point where they execute that threat? Does it mean that the election will be seen as not valid? Well, discussing this with me is a legal luminary, Emmanuel Obagbolo. Big thanks for coming, Emmanuel.
It's a delight being here, Philip. Good afternoon, Nigerians.
It's quite awesome to have you as the choice to attend to this question, because we look at all of this, and could you tell us the background to what has been happening, of course, if IPAC has any implication to this 2027 election by the aspect of the boycott legally?
Well, first, what is IPAC? IPAC, I-P-A-C, Inter-Party Advisory Council. That is IPAC. So IPAC is the supposed advisory body to all political parties in Nigeria. Supposed. What I mean by saying that it is supposed, because most times the ruling party, both at the state level and federal level, once IPAC is not carrying out their dictates, they see IPAC as an opposition political party. That's what the ruling party does. So from that angle, you would agree with me that IPAC is a mere representative of all the political parties, exclusive the ruling political party. Now, IPAC has come up to say that the 2027 general elections, they may boycott it for certain reasons. And those reasons are reasons that are glaring to Nigerians. Those reasons are reasons that Nigerians have even tried to advocate to see how we could make our election better in 2027 than what we saw in 2023, with particular reference to the judgment of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, wherein the court opened our eye to make every one of us to understand that the supposed INEC rules and regulations were mere cosmetics and not laws as we intended them to be. So from that angle, you will see that there is absolute need for the Electoral Act to be able to capture the rules and regulations of INEC as laws, so that we will not hear we will not find ourselves in another situation where they could be pronounced again and again as mere cosmetics. Now, IPAC is saying that before now, each political party has the power to conduct indirect elections. But the Electoral Act, Section 84, subsection 2 just now, of the Extant Electoral Act, does capture that the direct primaries is subject to the determination by each political party. So what it simply means is that that indirect primaries has been removed. So now IPAC is saying, no, you cannot do that. It ought to be, that is a veto responsibility of each political party in Nigeria. Why are you removing it? So you can see that everything is being piloted, everything is being guided, everything is being directed by the ruling political party. so that other political parties, like some persons will argue that there is no small political party, but I choose to use that language, other small political parties, as it is just now in Nigeria, will not have the life to breathe.
Okay, but before you take it to the political angle, let's exhaustively look at the legal aspect.
Yeah, I'm coming to that.
If IPAC can threaten to that extent, how valid will that threat be to the election?
I don't think the threat will hold water, because to my mind, there is no provisions of the law wherein the law states expressly that where 2, 3, 4 political parties do not take part in the elections, that election will be null and void. There's nothing like that. So IPAC is to my mind, is a toothless bulldog.
You mean it's empty?
Yes, absolutely empty. It's just a mere threat. If they try to see how we could reshape our electoral processes, how we could make our election to be elections that the people will be the one that determines who govern them. But we'll be able to see that the 10th National Assembly have conspired against the people of Nigeria, wherein the politicians who are seated up there have decided that whether Nigerians like it or not, that they will determine how they come back and when they come back to take a mantle of leadership. That is what it means. Okay. So legally, I do not see any ground that IPAC is going to hold. Just like I was discussing with you off camera, if IPAC chooses to go to court now, that matter will run from the Federal High Court to the Supreme Court. Do we have that time just now to so do? You can see that the ruling party, the All Progressive Congress, started preparing for 2027 general elections upon the swearing in of the man called Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the president of Nigeria. He started campaign at that instance, and their campaign has been on, and now IPAC, few months to the elections, IPAC is coming to say, oh, with what happened, with what transpired, with what the exercises we've seen, we've witnessed in this country, experienced in this country, that the election may not go well. The election may just toe towards the line of favoring the ruling political party, particularly the president, who is bent on coming back by hook or by crook. So you cannot see if that is the position. IPAC is now crying like a crying baby. To say, no, we don't want this to happen. We don't want this to be the case in the 2027 general elections, particularly the presidential election. So we want a change. But my question is, at the point where some Nigerians came out and started advocating for a new electoral act, for a new positions to be carried out by the electoral act, where was IPAC? Did they take part in the protest? Did they also submit their communique to the National Assembly? Yes, to say, this is what Nigerians want. This is what all the political parties in Nigeria want. We want this to be the position of the law. Did they take part? The answer is a no. But just now they've come out again. I see them as another Nigerian Labour Congress, the NLC, who will only come out to after some time. You will not hear the man called Joe Ajaero. He will go and keep silent. He will only be in one corner and start making threats, just as IPAC is doing just now. Then also, you look at the provision of section 77, subsection 2, 3, 4, and 5 and 6, wherein it said that for political parties to register their member, that the members must submit their national identification number. And I tell you, a few minutes ago, here in Benin, somebody who just went to change his relocation in INEC, with INEC, here in the local government, immediately he registered, they demanded for his NIN, and as he submitted it, before he got home, he got a text message rather, that you are now a valid member, a bona fide member of the All Progressive Congress. You can imagine that. So all of these are schemes towards rigging the 2027 general elections, particularly the presidential election, because the president is bent on coming back at all costs, either by crook or by hook. So the way we say now, look, IPAC as a body, is it a regulatory body to all political parties? The answer is a no. It's a mere advisory body. Now, is it recognized by law that where IPAC should be the one that should carry or regulate or motivate all political parties towards an election? The answer is a no. Neither the Constitution nor the Electoral Act recognize that fact. So, if that is the position, what is the legality in IPAC boycotting the 2027 general election? The answer is there is absolute no thing to benefit.
Let's come in this way, where you raised an eyebrow or disapproval of the position that IPAC is taking as regards their decisions just now to probably boycott the election if these are not reviewed, rather than instead of doing that, as they should have been, all around the reviews while the processes were on before it now became a law or an act. Would you say the process through which this Electoral Act 2026 now became, came as providence, would you say is legally, did it meet the yearnings or did it meet the objectives of embracing public views before it became an act?
No, with the 10th National Assembly, there cannot be any law that will meet the yearnings of Nigerians. The lawmakers themselves, are double sure of the fact that if they don't twist the law to suit their whims and caprices, they cannot go back. They are aware of that fact. So what would they do? Is to see how they can skim the law. And unfortunately, any law that is skimmed remains a law, whether the law suits the yearnings of the people or not. But what they are after, these are men and women who are so determined to take this country to a ditch.
Well, let's not be political.
No, I'm not going to.
I have another question for you, but before that, let's look at what the president said in response to IPAC's, decision. The president is saying that, by the body language, that whatever IPAC is saying is just a mere threat. In the fact that he said, minority will have their say, but majority will basically have their way. He said he's a true Democrat, and all through the struggle, he's a diehard Democrat, that all of these democratic tendencies will live and die with him, in his words. So would you say, looking at what the president said in response to IPAC's, pronouncement, would you say that the president, democratically, looking at the books, is right?
The president is not a Democrat, and he knows that by himself. The president only pretended over the years to be a Democrat. And he was luckier to have gotten platforms which Democrats, as it were then, were assembled.
Okay, but I want you to criticize what he said when he said the minority will have their say, majority will have their way. Is that not the democratic line?
Majority cannot have their way with this president. We've seen it from the very first day. Even before he was sworn in, or upon he was sworn in, right there with the wave of the palm, the man started a draconian policies. And today, we've seen all over the places. We saw drama yesterday in Imo, where some persons who say they are city boys, who are the ones carrying out the campaign for the president. As campaign started, as we act, giving room for campaign. But already we see them sharing
Sorry, I'm cutting in. I said that to say this. Looking at the direct primaries that was recognized and the indirect that wasn't recognized in the Electoral Act as amended, does it not show that direct primaries, it has more democratic look as compared to that of indirect primaries? I want you to comment on that.
Look, Philip, the direct primaries that the law just now recognizes is to show the president's party, the All Progressive Congress, just want to show that they have the highest number of population in Nigeria. Are we going to have a Portuguese assembly where every voice, every member of the All Progressive Congress will have a voice in the determination of who becomes the party card carrying member?
But shouldn't democracy be all embracing? If you remember how I started,
we know
the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So shouldn't the people be well felt about democracy, in the sense that for you to do anything, it should be from them? At least the choices should come from them and not from a representative of the party.
Now I want to ask, the All Progressive Congress, is it the party members that are sponsoring the party, or a few persons are the ones sponsoring the party in the All Progressive Congress? How many members of the All Progressive Congress pays party dues? That is when we will know who are the owners of the party. The owners of the party ought to be members of the political party.
We are not criticizing the All Progressives Congress, but we are looking at the benefits of direct primaries over indirect primaries.
It's part
Which
of
one has more democratic outlook?
It's part of the direct primary. The membership of the party. The party must belong to the people, the members. Is that the position just now? All of the political parties. That is not so. Telling Nigerians or coming to deceive us again, to tell us that, oh, can't you see that it is a direct primaries that we have said, a kind of Portuguese assembly where everybody will come and say something. That is not the truth. The position is the parties should have choice on whether it should be direct or indirect. It should be a choice. It should be within the internal affairs of the party.
All right, thank you.
But removing it from the law and imposing a position on the political parties, is what we will not want.
In case you're just watching, is Law and You, and the topic is about IPAC's 2027 election boycott threat, and of course, addressing the legal implications. I am Philip Omo-Ogupo, and I've been discussing with Emmanuel Obakbolo. We'll take a short break. Do stay. Great to have you join us back. The program is still Law and You. Now, let's look at the possible changes that can be done between now and the 2027 election. We barely have 10 months. Looking at the plea or prayer of IPAC, do you see any way that it can be legally done if we have a window for reviews ahead of the 2027 election that could accommodate some of the demands of IPAC?
The position, the legality of any step that IPAC is going to take now, I do not see it, because IPAC themselves, I do not know whether they are that serious with what they are pursuing.
So you don't see the reviews just now as possible before the 2027 election?
I do not see that. I only see a gimmick. I see IPAC acting a script by the ruling All Progressive Congress. That's what I see. So that Nigerians will think that they are doing something. Meanwhile, behind the back door, something is going on. So I don't see IPAC as an organization that is dead ready to carry out any function.
Okay, what you are saying what you are saying actually, are you trying to mean that the threat is just a mere threat, but they won't even boycott the election, but an opportunity to take the attention of the All Progressives Congress?
Boycotting the election, of what legal impact will it make? No, nothing. So it's an exercise in futility. It's just, like I did say, IPAC is only a mere toothless bulldog. That's what I see them as. They don't have any functionality to give. The president is the commander-in-chief, so to speak. The president is the one that will determine, by virtue of the provisions of the constitution, and even the electoral act, a president that appoints INEC chairman, and you say IPAC should come and say what? Ordinarily, if we are in a sense society, it should have been IPAC that should nominate who becomes the INEC chairman. Yes, because IPAC is a conglomerate. It's an assemblage of political parties in Nigeria. Why didn't they sit down and say, okay, we are the ones that will say who becomes INEC chairman? But here we are, the president has appointed the INEC chairman, and the INEC chairman is already dancing towards the dictates of the president, and somebody is coming to tell me that we are IPAC, we are going to boycott the election 2027 general elections. If you boycott the election, of what legal impact does the law say where IPAC boycotts an election, that election will be null and void? None like that. There's no law. So it's a mere charade. It's a system where we see window dressing. You will just see them just as an assemblage of people. Maybe they just want to engage Nigerians. You know, the politicians we do have today, we know how to engage Nigerians. Here we are now, we are talking about them while they are busy doing their permutation behind closed doors.
All right, well, some have said that with all of this development, there could be voter apathy, but we rather want to discourage that and make sure that the electorate participate fully in the forthcoming elections. With just 10 months, what do you see as a way that the electorate can own the 2027 election that will make it have a democratic outlook, that will make a demand on what the people really want, in spite of the lapses that we can perceive just now?
One, the president is already G3. So the only way I see that the people of Nigeria can own this election is that INEC should be unbiased umpire. The election should be free, fair, credible, and all-inclusive. These 4 factors, if INEC can give Nigerians these 4 factors, then that the 2027 general election will say the election was determined by the people of Nigeria.
But don't forget the aspect of the negative trend we always have as regards vote buying. Can we say that there's a final goodbye to it just now?
Even if there is vote buying, these 4 factors, free, fair, credible, and all-inclusive, I bet you the All Progressive Congress cannot win the election.
Okay, well, let's look at the perception of the electorate as compared to that of 2023 elections, what transpired, and then the development just now. Do you see the possibility of the electorate projecting more into owning this election?
Yes, I see that happening, and that is why all of us, I inclusive, we have a lot of orientation to give to Nigerian electorates. Once the campaign has been licensed to open, to start by INEC, I think every one of us, this platform, thank God for ITV. ITV have been doing a very wonderful job. The management, they are wonderful. So they will give some of us platform to come and begin to educate Nigerians, because Nigerians need electoral education.
Big thanks for taking out time to be part of this, and we hope you oblige us in our subsequent episodes.
Thank you.
This month we can take on the program Law and You. We interrogate the process and see how we can pound out another episode that will help to look into elucidating areas that seem shady before the public. I am Philip Omo Gupo. Bye for now.
ITV, certainly the best.
This is Aqua Game, a popular game in Africa played by our ancestors to entertain themselves after each day of farming. It is also relevant in our coronation in Africa. It is a sport and indeed very interesting, as every seed had a role in the game. Playtime is 45 minutes per set. There is no age limit as long as you can spin Akwa seed. Ayo or Akwa game, known as the game of intellectual. This game requires a lot of mathematical skills. Akwa game is played with carved wooden box containing 12 holes.
ITV, certainly the best.
Hello and welcome to Woman to Woman. I'm Adesu Wagie. Financial empowerment for women is a big deal, and multiple stream of income is like a key to that success that you've been looking for. And when women have control over their finances, they can make choices, make huge investment, live better life, and then be happy. And then the big question then is this: what is stopping you as a woman from being empowered? We have just a handful of women who are empowered and who are doing things to get themselves empowered. There's another set who have done so much, yet they seem not to be able to break even. From one business to another, to another, to another, yet it's like they're not doing anything because there's no result and they're not making success. So what could be the problem? We have an expert in the house. She is an entrepreneur, Emike Inaboya. She's joining us from Benin City. Hello, Emike. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on the program Woman to Woman.
Yeah, good to see you again. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good to see you too. You look so good, Emike.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, Emike, you are an entrepreneur. I see what you do on Facebook and other social media. I see what you do, and I'm super proud of you. That is why you're here, to talk to women about financial empowerment and the need to have multiple streams of income. in Nigeria's economy. So talk to me. Financial empowerment, multiple streams of income, what does it mean to you?
Well, firstly, I'll say when you say empowerment, empowerment goes beyond motivation. Yes, it's about access. Access to education, to finance, to opportunities, access to making decisions. That is what I see about empowerment. When you talk about multiple income streams, that has to do with financial security, wealth building, flexibility. That's what I have come to realize about it. So empowerment, we are talking about access to education. How do we go about access to education? You sit down to say, oh, I cannot be educated because before you are empowered. No. The way who went to school, we go about it is different from somebody who is starting from the scratch, somebody that doesn't know it. For example, if I'm told to take measurement for a tailor, for tailoring example, I will be faster to get it than somebody that doesn't know anything about calculation. Yes. But right now, when we're talking about empowerment, our women, you can get empowered. Don't wait for anyone. You can, from the little money put together, you can empower yourself. How can you do that? The little you have, you can start from the social media. Like me, I use my house, a room in my house for my business. Then I go to social media to expand it. Every phone is good. You mustn't have iPhone 17 before you make it. No. I, for one, I'm using a Techno phone and I'm Android. And I'm making waves. 1 or 2 persons call me from social media. Hello, how much is this bag? Hello, how much is this? And I tell them, oh, you pay before delivery. Let me tell you, if that product is not available, they see it's online, quickly what they pay, I can easily go to the market, get it ready. The next day, I post it to them. Women should not wait until they have everything. No, I did not start that way. I didn't have everything before I started. Education is good. Even if you have missed it, there's adult education. You can go about adult education at the same time, be able to save little money given to you. You have friends. You can tell 1 or 2 persons about, oh, this is what I want to do. This is what is on my mind. You must not start big. You must not start so big. A woman can go to the market, buy tomato and pepper of 10,000, and sell and make again. By the time you keep selling it like that, you are leaving your comfort zone, trying to have your own money. You must not wait for daddy to come back before you buy Maggi in the house. You must not wait for daddy to come back before you buy sanitary towel for yourself. That is where we are missing it. I want our husband to come back from work before I'm able to cook. No, you can do it yourself. You can do the cooking yourself. Let him be proud of you because you have taken that responsibility. In as much as some daddies will not like, oh, because she did it yesterday, she can do it again. If our daddies continue like that, our business will go down. So I advise every woman that they should balance their flexibility, their family responsibility while earning. As you earn from your business, you should be able to balance your home and yourself. Yes. Having income stream, multiple income stream that provides financial security. What do I mean by that? If one source fails, another can sustain you. As you know, Adesua, I sell bags. I make bags and sell. I make headwears. I make plantain chips and sell. It didn't stop me. I would say because I have a deal with bag making, then I should not put my hand into other sources. I do, because I don't know which one is going to come out so big for me.
All right, Emike, a lot of women have tried what you tried. What made it work for you? Because some women have gone into a particular business, it didn't work. Maybe say food business, it didn't work. Open a restaurant, it didn't work. And then clothes selling, it didn't work. Shoe and bag making, it didn't work. Tomato and pepper selling, it didn't work. Pure water, it didn't work. What is that woman not doing right?
Comparison made it not work. Some of them want to have everything available first. A woman that has a restaurant wants to have so much gain. No, a lot of people go for the lower grade because they feel that's what their money can get to.
Okay.
If I go to market now and I go buy slippers, for example, I'm buying the slippers for 1 naira. I should be able to sell it 2 naira, even if my neighbor is selling it 3 naira, so that I can go to market again, purchase and sell again faster than while she's selling for 3 naira or 4 naira. I would have gone to market 3 to 4 times. Excess gain. That's where I see challenges.
So what other challenges apart from that excess gain? Are there other challenges that makes the woman's business not to work?
Yes, location matters to me. Location.
Okay.
If for example, I do social media, I spend money trying to get my customers online. Every woman may not be able to. Some persons want to be in GRA, but their luck is in Aduwawa. Why not try Aduwawa pattern? I can buy a model of rice, do jollof rice, go out to Aduwawa to where laborers are. A lot of people are working. Maybe those doing the road work. I sell off my rice. I come back home. If I bought one model, I was able to sell everything before 2 p.m. I should be able to do 2 models tomorrow. Likewise, the selling of shoes. Likewise, the selling of tomatoes. Can you imagine people that wait plantain? It used to sell at a particular amount. You buy plantain, somebody is telling you, sell this plantain for me for 4,000. You are saying, no, it must be 4,500. At the evening of it all, you miss it out. Tomorrow the plantain gets too ripe. Somebody will now come to say, okay, let me buy 2,500. Let it not be a waste. You tell yourself, I bought this plantain 2,500. Why should I now sell it? Then at the end of it, you throw it away. Or you end up selling it for 1,000. If you have sold that plantain for 4,000, even if you bought it at 3,000, that 1,000 is something. But we don't see it. So a lot of people don't see that 1,000 as a big money. That's where we are having challenges.
Okay, balancing financial independence with other life priorities of a woman is another challenge that we need to talk to this afternoon. So how can a woman balance her financial independence with other priorities of life? You know, like women, somebody said women love everything. And so keeping money for your business is usually difficult. So how can a woman manage all of this and then still hold on tenaciously to her independence as a financial person?
You will get to a point where you can get everything. Now that you cannot get everything, cut your coat according to your cloth. I didn't say cut your clothes according to your size. Cut your coat according to your fabric. If your fabric is 1 yard, it's just a waistcoat it can sew, do with a waistcoat. If it's just a hanging shirt, do with a hanging shirt. Competition is not allowed in this race. That is comparison. We are competing with others is what kills us. If it's a stud earring you can afford for now, get a stud and let go the other one. When the time comes for you to get the other kind of stuffs as a woman, you go ahead. First, do it the little way you can.
All right, Emike, we're going to take a very short break now. When we come back, I'll be asking you this question: the role of financial literacy in achieving financial stability for a woman. We'll take a short break now. When we come back, I'll ask you that question again. All right, thank you for staying tuned to the program Woman to Woman on ITV. And I've been talking with Emike Inaboya, who is an entrepreneur. Emike, now let's look at the role of financial literacy in achieving financial stability. Does a woman really have to go to the four walls of a school to learn financial literacy or apprenticeship? So what is the role of financial literacy in all of this?
At this, well, like I said earlier, school makes it very easy. It makes it easier for someone to be able to scale faster. Someone that went to school it's easier for the person to catch faster than someone that didn't.
Okay.
While there are persons, yes, while there are persons that even if they didn't go to school, they're able to catch. At the end of it, they miss it. They miss it, even if it's to primary 6 or primary school. Be school at all.
Okay.
Somebody can bring a paper for you to read. You'll just be looking. They tell you to sign something. Whether you are signing out your life, you don't even know. That's why I tell people, even be schooled. Even if it's your primary school, you can read and you can write.
So that's very important.
It's a plus.
What about the role of apprenticeship?
Yeah, it's good to learn. Yeah, it's good to go work under someone for a while. So you have an idea. Market is very, very trickish. Do you know some persons can still be selling something for 1 naira when long ago the price has changed? Just because they don't know how they do it. Everybody has to have an idea of apprenticeship, because from the way you have learned from it, you can make calls to your own madam. Till tomorrow I have a madam. I can still call her today. Yes,
that's interesting, because nowadays you find it difficult to get apprentice. Young girls don't want to learn trade. Young girls don't want to go to school, but they want to hit it fast.
Yes, a lot of ladies don't want to learn anymore. They don't want to be under anybody. They just want to come to you 1 week, they feel they've known it and they want to open. At the end of the day, they make a whole lot of mistakes. Then tomorrow a customer don't come back to you. You'll be wondering, oh, why is this customer not here? Not knowing that you've already made that mistake. The way you talk to your customers, the way you approach them, the way you discuss some issues with them can make them stay or go. I'm very friendly, even when you're putting your hand in my eye. I pretend it's not hurting me.
Customer service.
Buy and go. Then I will not like say, oh, this one's paying me. Like
okay. But it's not like that everywhere, because some other places you go there, your price your good is not good enough for that person, and the next thing you get is insults.
You know,
it has happened to me, particularly in markets.
Yes. You know why? They feel in the market, like the tomato sellers, let me use that word. They feel because my own looks finer than the other ones, they will come back. Gone are the days. Nobody comes back to you. The only advice is be friendly. That's my advice to women. As you do business, be friendly, because you don't even know who is going to come back tomorrow. If you scold somebody or you cheat somebody, the person finds out. At the end of the day, the person won't want to come back. Then you start saying, I'm losing customers, I don't know why. You are the cause of the problem. You're causing it by yourself. Women should try as much as possible to be free. Even when the customer is the customer's money you need, not the customer's face. I don't need customer's face, it's customer's face.
Okay, so what's the most important financial skills for women to learn? Because there was this particular point, boutique was raining. Every corner you turn is a boutique. Every corner you turn is a boutique. Then after that, it was now makeup. Almost every woman wanted to be a makeup artist. Every woman was learning how to be a makeup artist. If you're not learning it physically, you're doing it online. After a while, it fizzled. And now everybody is a fashion designer. So, Emike, as an entrepreneur, I know you do quite a number of things to get that. You multitask, you have quite a number of streams of income. Now, which is the best for a woman to learn? Because as we speak, some women are even confused.
What she has at hand is what she needs to feed on. I will prefer that lady the woman to go for dailies. What brings daily income?
Okay.
Yes.
So what is that thing that brings daily income?
Food business is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what if I don't want to do food business? If a woman doesn't want to do food business, what next? What next?
Buying and selling. You could decide, okay, let me pick up things from the market, like Mission Road. You can pick one or two from there, like the toiletries. They are important to homes. You can just decide to take them to the office and like, oh, instead of going to the market, can you be buying from me? Soaps. Those are the toiletries I'm talking about. Tissue, the soap, the small towels. You can just be doing that and making little bit. If at the end of the day your money is not so big and you feel you can go to market, you have a friend you pick from and do a refund when you get your little gain, you gather your money like that. It must not start big, like I said.
Okay, let's look at the role of pride in all of this, because you know, as women we are very prideful. We get time for body plenty. Some persons may actually be good in a particular business, but because of pride, how will people see me that I'm doing this kind of business? You know that mentality.
They should put pride outside. Nigeria is not smiling. Nigeria is not smiling. Pride should go and die somewhere first. If I need to do market, what kind of marketing now for me to have food on my table or money in my pocket, I will do it. As far as it's genuine,
okay,
I will do it. Pride goes before a fall. You'll just be proud for nothing. Your shoulder go high. If you reach, nothing to eat. So why the pride?
Okay.
Nobody gives money anymore.
Nobody gives money.
Notice this. Because of that, I don't beg anybody for money. I work. I told you now that I try. Sometimes I write on my WhatsApp. Chips will be available so time. If you need, please. Some places we write. Even if it's one person, I'll try and go and give to the person.
Okay.
Okay, I would have put myself, I want one person, because of one person. Can we do it? I'll go and give to the person. Willingly. Because I'm growing the business.
Okay.
But most people, they should let pride die. If I need to sell soda to have money in my hand, I'll do it.
Okay. But that's you. So how do we now, how do you talk to that woman out there who is still finding it difficult to swallow her pride, who is finding it difficult to start small, who is passionate about business, but all of this confusion, she can't have for shoulder as handbag? What do you say to that person?
Firstly, let the pride die. Until the pride dies, she cannot forge ahead.
Yeah.
So he won't be able to kill the pride and start from somewhere. You cannot have 1 million. I cannot walk up to somebody to tell the person, please, I need 1 million to start business. Oh, the person will look at me, do you even know how much I have in my own business? You can start small. You can have 20,000 naira and go somewhere and buy few things and go and distribute. You can have 50,000. Don't wait. A lot of women have money in their accounts. They are still waiting for that money to be big.
To be very big.
You are waiting, the interest, you are losing. The time is
finding time to be with us on the show today. You have really educated us a lot. Thank you. And I know we're going to do this sometime very soon, at least to put the woman on her toes, to keep breaking the glass ceiling and swallowing her pride, go all out and achieve what she wants to achieve. Thank you, Emike.
I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, woman, financial empowerment for you in Nigeria, I know can be driven by a lot of factors, maybe digital services, skills training, networking opportunity, and all of that. But know this today, like Emike said, swallow your pride, go all out there, go and achieve what you need to achieve, all right? Break the glass ceiling. If you're financially independent, it's a good thing. And then when you have multiple streams of income, girlfriend, you have arrived. And daily money, like Emike said, is very, very sweet. We'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
ITV, certainly the best.
Oṣòdì aṣáájú ẹ̀ abẹ́rẹ́ tó pẹ́ ẹ̀. Ayabatoke, abatoke. Adaye, abatoke, abatoke. Guajua.
ITV, certainly the best.